All right, time to put this show on ice. 8 games on tonight's NHL slate, and helping us find the best DFS and sportsbook plays is our Canadian Prince of Poutine, DraftKings contributor, Geoff Ulrich. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning, friend. Long time no see. Glad you're here with me.
I'm glad you are here as well, because we don't have many guys who can talk hockey, so you tend to be what we fall back on. Connor McDavid, though, my friend, tops the price list per usual.
Thanks for the endorsement.
Listen, man, I'm just being honest. I've been hanging out with Julian Edlow too much. All right, so Connor McDavid tops the price list per usual, but his matchup against Montreal may not be as good as it looks, because no goals, just apples, and he's averaging around 5.9 DK fantasy points against the Habs this year. So is he a fade for you tonight? Why or why not?
Yeah, it kind of is. And there's a couple factors that go into it. One is definitely the Canadiens matchup. It's not as good. Obviously we saw a couple points against the Jets. He's got a really good record against them. But the Oilers have typically just played really close games against Montreal, and often it's led to them not scoring many goals. So Montreal's a better defensive team. Well, there's a coming in rested. So I wouldn't be shocked if McDavid had a decent game. But a lot of the other part of this is just the way the slate is working out. I mean, we've got some really good high-end defensemen I think we might want to pay up for in really good spots, who we'll talk about a bit, going up against weak penalty kills. Then you've got some pretty good value at the other spots at forward as well. Guys like Alex Barkov at 8,200 going up against Columbus. Columbus is a fantastic matchup for a guy like Barkov, who's really been on kind of a roll lately, shooting the puck a little bit more this year, averaging about four shots on goal over his last 10 games, over a point per game, well over a point per game on the season. I like going down to Barkov, and there's other forwards as well, though, that you can target here, like the Flame stack against Ottawa. So all things considered, the way this slate is working out, I think you can kind of fade the top couple plays, and that includes McDavid, and you kind of try and stack more of these mid-tier plays against the weaker opponents.
Let's take a look at a couple of Vegas wingers here. So Max Pacioretty and Mark Stone have a favorable matchup against San Jose. We know how many shots they like to give up. Stone will cost you $1,600 less in salary than Pacioretty. Is he a good pivot option on the wing tonight?
I mean, it definitely sounds like these two would be a great defense attorney for him, like Pacioretty and Stone, right? Going to bat.
Just see them on one of those infomercials,
It really does sound like they should get on this, but they do make for a good DFS stack as well here. It's a good matchup against the San Jose Sharks. Sharks come in losers of 5 in a row. Their goaltending is it's terrible. Martin Jones can't stop the puck now again. He had a 2-week stretch where he was good, and he's kind of reverted back to his normal self. They have third stringers now that they've kind of, after they've traded Devin Dubnyk. So even if they sit Jones, you're going to get a weak goaltender here. Vegas is just on a roll too. This is just a mismatch in all sort of areas. Vegas averaging well over 4 goals per game over their last 6. Pacioretty's a great target tonight. You can pair him with Stone, but Pacioretty would be one of the studs that, again, I don't mind paying down from Connor McDavid to get. Realistically, you can think about guys like Jonathan Marchessault against the Sharks here as well. You could stack that Vegas second line, but Pacioretty is a guy I don't mind starting with. He's still producing on lower shots on goal as well. His shots on goal have dipped a little bit, but he's still producing. He's got 4 points over his last 2 games here coming in. Again, the Vegas offense has been hot. So, yeah, I like paying down for Mad Max here. You can definitely pair him with Stone if you want to get, stack that entire Vegas sort of first line and think about Shea Theodore as well. But Pacioretty's the winger that I kind of like paying up for sure.
Okay, I'm just waiting for you to make that T-shirt, Pacioretty and Stone.
Okay.
That's a great idea. You can make some extra cash. I just wanted to know
Great. I need it.
We know. Flames captain Mike Giordano finds himself in a good matchup against Ottawa tonight. 37-year-old defenseman has 5 points in his last 4 games. Is he one of your favorite blue liners over 6K tonight, or would you pay up for someone else?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's good we're bringing up Giordano because, obviously Vegas has a great matchup going to get up against the Sharks, but the Flames against Ottawa is a team I think you should be on the lookout for as well. I mean, Calgary walks into this game. They're playing a little bit better. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Now their offense is starting to roll a little bit. And they've stacked, their kind of top line here. So Giordano playing better. They're playing him more on the power play 1 to try and get that offense rolling. And it has been as well. So Giordano at this price going up against a weak team like the Senators, yeah, I'm definitely interested. And if you are going to use some of the Calgary forwards, like a guy like Elias Lindholm, who's been on fire lately, or Johnny Gaudreau, pairing him with Giordano makes a ton of sense. Now, again, I mentioned there's multiple defensemen in play. Shea Theodore, 5,800 against the Sharks. I like paying up for two guys here. I like Giordano and Theodore. You can make them kind of your dynamic duo and then go with more of mid-tier stacking for your forwards here. So all things considered, Giordano should definitely be on your list, but there's multiple guys on defense, Roman Josi, that you can pay up for tonight as well.
You're doing such a phenomenal job. I'd like to take a look at the DK Sportsbook here for the NHL. Is there a game total you have your eye on tonight?
As far as game totals go, Montreal and Edmonton, I really would target the under here. I mean, it's 5.5. It seems like a small total for a team like Edmonton, who is up there and, top 10 in terms of goals scored. But the Canadians have just done a good job at shutting the Oilers down. You look at the last few games between these two teams, all kind of hitting under 5 goals easily. So, the Oilers coming off a break, but their goaltenders have been fairly solid. And realistically, we're just targeting the Canadians here as an offense that really just doesn't score a ton of goals lately. They've kind of been that way since the beginning of the year. So, you're getting plus 102 right now on the DraftKings Sportsbook to take the under 5.5 goals. I like that. That's probably one I would target. Again, most people not leaning towards the under in the Oilers games, but this is really an opponent here who, really leans towards the under, and they've dragged Edmonton towards unders in most of their matchups as well. So as far as totals go, that's probably my favorite. Again, it does come down to price as well, and you're getting a really good price there to take the under at 5.5.
Before you skedaddle out of this segment, Slate Approved Pick, your favorite bets or DFS play tonight on the NHL slate.
I'm in a giving sort of mood, so I'm going to give you one of both. I do like stacking that Calgary top line for DFS. Lindholm, Goodrow, Matthew Tkachuk, great matchup against the Ottawa Senators. They're all really easy to fit into. Great value getting there. But then let's go to the DraftKings Sportsbook. Vegas, puck line, plus 104 to cover the minus 1.5 against the Sharks, who again lost 5 in a row. They have terrible goaltending. Vegas is just killing opponents at this point. The fact you're getting plus money on the puck line with Vegas tonight is actually surprising to me. They're at home as well. So I really like Vegas on the puck line tonight too.